Hi, my name is Chamidu. I am graduate computer engineer in Faculty of Engineering, University of Ruhuna. In this recording, I will be demonstrate my associate data engineering technical examination submission, a fully automated hotel ETL pipeline built with Python, PostgreSQL, and AWS S3. The pipeline extracts the raw hotel dataset, clean and validate it, loads the clean data into PostgreSQL and backups files to AWS S3. Let me walk you through everything step by step. Here the project is structured. The ETL logic is split into three modules inside the folder: extract, transform, and load, each with the single responsibility. The SQL folder contains the schema and all the analytical queries. Logs are written to the logs folder. Everything is configured through .env file, no hardcode credential anywhere. The .env example shows all the required variable, database configuration, and AWS key. The actual .env is never committed to GitHub. The dataset is auto-generated by the pipeline on first run. It creates a 12,300 hotel records with intentional data queries issues to simulate real-world raw data. Let me show you exactly what dirty data is injected. Here about 5% of name, price and room available fields are set to null. Here is the country column has inconsistent casing, same country written as simple USA, capital USA and simple India. Here rating can be 99 or -1, completely out of the range. Here created data mix two formats, ISO formats and other format. And the bottom of 300 fully duplicate rows are appending to the simulate real world duplication. You can see the row CSV here, mixed casing, nulls and inconsistent dates are all visible in the first few rows. The entire pipeline runs with a single command. Let me run it now. The pipeline starts by checking if the raw file is exists. Then it's upload to raw files to S3 as a backup before any transformation happens. Next, the transform stage runs. You can see it login how many duplicate were removed, how many record passed validation, and how many were rejected. Finally, clean data is loaded into PostgreSQL and the clean CSV is also uploaded to S3 bucket. The pipeline logs capture every stage with timestamps. Let me also show the rejected records. Every rejected record has a clean reason: missing names, invalid rating, bad date format. This is the audit trial that lets data terms investigated and reprocess failed records. After the cleaning, we have around 10,000 plus valid records loaded. Let me show the table structure. You can see the schema has proper data type, not null constraints, check constraint on price and rating, and all four indexes list at the bottom. Here is query part. Query 1 shows total revenue by hotel categories. Luxury and budget hotels lead in revenue as expected. I use index hotel categories. Uh, you can see total hotels, total revenues, average price, minimum price and maximum price as a descending order. Query 2 shows monthly growth analysis, useful for trend analysis and forecasting. I used index hotel created. You can see new listing, average price, average rating, those kind of thing. This query. Query tree ranks countries by averaging these ratings. This kind of queries would power a regional performance for dashboard. I used index hotel countries. You can see average rating, average price, total reviews, and average rooms. Now let me demonstrate why indexes matters. I will run the exact same queries twice. Once forcing PostgreSQL to ignore indexes, and once letting it use them. With the indexes disabled, PostgreSQL does a sequential scan. It reads every single rows in the table to find the matches. Notice the execution time here. Uh, it scans all 10,000 plus rows, just find a few hundred matches records. That's very insufficient. Now with the indexes active, PostgreSQL use an indexes scan on indexes hotel category. Instead of the reading every rows, it jumps directly to the matching records. The execution time drops significantly. This is the real world impact of proper indexing, especially as a data grows to millions of records. Let me show the S3 integration. I will open the AWS console. Uh, Here the S3 bucket. You can see two folders, raw and cleaned. The raw file was uploaded before the transformation happened. This is important because it means we always have the original source data preserved, regardless of the what happened during the processing. The clean file was uploaded after the transformation. This can be used as an input for downstream pipelines or analytics tool like AWS Athena. On on the security side, I created a dedicated AM user with only the minimum permission needed. S3 put object, S3 set object, S3 list bucket on this specific bucket only. Credentials are stored in the .tnf file and never appear anywhere in the code. Let me close with the key architecture decision I made and how this pipeline scales. Considering the separation of concern, each ETL stage, extract, transform, load is separate Python modules. This makes the pipeline easy to test, debug, and extend independently. Considering the rejected record logging, instead of the silently dropping bad data, every rejected record is logged with the specific reason. In production, this feeds a data query dashboard. Considering the scaling to 1 million records, the current Panda database approach handle up to nearly 500,000 records comfortably. Beyond the, I would switch to chunk processing with chunk size equal to 15,000 in read CSV, or migrate to Apache Spark or AWS Glue for the distributed processing. Considering the scheduling, for production scheduling, I would use Apache Airflow. Each stage become a task in a DAG with automatic retries, dependency management, and email alert on failure. For example, use case cron job is sufficient. Considering partition and scale, as a data grow, I would partition the PostgreSQL table, create data monthly. This means data range queries only scan the relevant partition instead of the full table. Combined with the composite indexes, this keeps query performance consistent even at 10 of the million rows. Considering the failure handling, the pipeline wraps each stage in try except blocks, write detail logs, and save all rejected records for reprocessing. In Cloud step, I would add a SQS dead letter queue for failure event and Airflow alert for the on-call team. That is the complete hotel ETL pipeline. From raw dirty data all the way to clean queryable data in PostgreSQL with cloud backup on S3 buckets. Thank you for watching.